Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Dr.Degen here, aka Botai. Joining with me today is Professor Mello.
What's up, boys?
Today, we're gonna go on an educational tour on how to wager gambling websites and crypto casinos. There's many reasons why you will want to wager on these websites. The first and foremost is to achieve certain VIP statuses. For example, on Rollbit, which is the site I will be playing on today, you have all these bronze, tiers and silver tiers. And once you reach each of these levels, you get a certain payout. So I got, for example, almost $30 from reaching bronze 1 after wagering $10,000. Now, of course, wagering $10,000 is no easy task, and oftentimes you have to risk a lot of money, but that is not always the case. And today we're here to show you how you can wager a lot of money with very little balance. Today I'm going to start off with $150 or around that on Rollbit, and it doesn't have to be this high. You can wager with $20. All these strats work at any bet sizes. Okay, so the first and easiest way to wager and has a really good chance of giving you profit, or not a good chance, but has a potential of giving you really good profit, is just to play a slot that spins very quickly. All right, I know this is very obvious to a lot of you. For example, a slot like Extra Juicy, you can really turbo spin it and it goes super fast. And if you put it on a reasonable bet size like 20 cents, you can really wager a lot of money, in a very short amount of time, like so. All right. Of course, you're risking a little bit because it's rather like all slot machines are rather high volatility, but with the with the volatility comes the chance of making really good profit. Now, this is the most obvious way to wager. It is not the quickest and is not the safest, right? But it gives the possibility of giving you profit, whereas the other strats that I'm about to show you is extremely safe. You can wager a lot for very little money. You can wager a lot in a very short amount of time, but not necessarily going to give you any profit. So don't go into these wager strats expecting to come out with profit. All right, so we're going to stop this right now, and we're going to go into the less known ways of wagering. Okay, so before we start that, let us check. We are currently bronze 1 with wagered $12,000. Okay, now the first strategy I'm going to show you is a simple coin flip game. All right, with a very high RTP. So when it comes to wagering, you want to have I have to go to slots real quick. You have to find games with very high RTP and relatively low volatility. So heads or tails is good in that it has really high volatility. You pick if the coin is going to show up heads or tails, and the RTP of this game, as you can see, is 99%, which is extremely good. All right, so for this one, it's really high volatility for our wagering because it's either 50-50%. So we're gonna just spam on heads. It takes about a second per spin, if you will. But as you imagine, we were spending 20 cents on extra juicy, and even at that extremely fast speed, we are not wagering nearly as much as this, because in this one we can afford to do a higher bet size since it's a 50-50 chance whether or not you hit it or not. And you can just keep on doing that. You can have an auto clicker or whatever, just clicking this. And you can imagine if I did a bigger bet size of maybe around $10, I would have wagered close to $100 in absolutely no time, and with quite relatively low risk. Now, of course, because you have a 50% chance to miss, it is not a very safe strategy. If you miss like 10 times in a row, which is possible, you will lose your entire balance. All right, for these wager strats, I always recommend, depending on their volatility, to wager around maybe 10% of your balance of whatever you're working with. So in this case, around $1. But on some safer bets, you can definitely wager a lot more. So I'm just going to showcase this for a little bit. You can see I'm just spinning this one Bitcoin over and over, heads or tails. But if you are thinking this is too volatile or too risky and you want to go a little bit faster, here's another trick I can show you. This is a very little known slot. It's called Minesweeper, also by B Gaming. Mello, it seems like B Gaming makes a lot of these really good.
B Gaming, yeah. They also make the Plinko game, and they have some fun things.
Yeah. All right. So the strategy for the mines is very simple. Right? You click on these settings. You go to 6x15, and the bet size, I'd say around 10% of your balance, $10 in this case. All right. And what you do is find a spot, any spot on the grid, okay, and you just spam your spacebar. You just keep on pressing spacebar. All right. And you click once it gives you the option to select a tile on the first row. So this is what I'm doing right now. As you can see, every time I'm clicking on this, I'm wagering $10. All right, this is extremely fast way of wagering because, as you can imagine, 10 clicks is $100 wagered. You can go up on this if you wanted to, right? You can bet $25. Of course, you would I would recommend having a higher balance. Okay, so every time you miss a bomb, so you successfully survive the first roll, you get paid out 1.18. So you get an 18% profit every time you succeed. So if you're betting $10, you get $1.80 in profit every time you succeed. And of course, if you click on the bomb, you blow up, you lose your bet, which is in this case $10. So it is not without risk. There is about a 17% chance to step on a bomb and lose your bet. Now you compare that with X roulette, which is the roulette on Rollbit, which has a 5% house edge. So the RTP of X roulette is 95%. To hit a 1.18%, you have only around an 80% chance to hit it. So you actually have a 20% chance to miss a 1.18 bet on X roulette, whereas on this, you have a higher chance to succeed, and you only have a 17% chance to miss. In that case, you can also wager a lot quicker than on roulette. X roulette, you takes maybe around like, I think 30 seconds for a round, whereas in this one, you can see I'm doing a round in less than a second. Of course, you risk, stepping the bomb a lot. If you're, still a little bit weary of the volatility, you can turn down your bet size, right? You can bet, instead of $10, you can bet $5 or bet $1, and you can still wager the same. But you can see it wagers a lot faster than slots. It wagers a lot safer than the heads or tails game because it flips. It's not a 50-50% chance. You get your money back most of the time. All right. As you can see, we're getting a little bit unlucky with the bombs.
Yeah.
But you can also go on really good streaks where you don't hit the bombs for a very long time, and you can actually make an okay amount of profit. But of course, don't go into these wager strats expecting to make major profit, because I can tell you that this will not happen. All right. Do not go and expect. Just these strategies are there for wagers. If you want to grind a specific VIP level, or if you have something like a wager contest, where you have to wager a lot to win a prize, these are some really safe strategies that allows you to do so. And we're gonna play this for not too much longer because I just wanted to show you guys how it basically works. You basically go to a game called Minesweeper, change the fields to the highest amount possible, and bet 10% of your balance, and then just keep on spamming spacebar and clicking on the one tile in the beginning. See, we're on a really good streak right now, and we pretty much made it back to our deposit. I had to speak, but as you saw, we spent we got unlucky and lost about like $15 to $20. But if we go into our rewards, we've wagered almost $2,000 now at this point. So, or is it $1,000? I can't remember our starting, but we did wager quite a significant amount for very little money in a very short amount of time, and that's the important part. Now, if you have a lot of time on your hands, you can lower the bet size, and you can definitely wager a lot more, risk a lot less over time. Now, another slot I would like to show is a game called Plinko, also by B Gaming. And this one, you can also wager. It's just like regular Plinko with the autoplay feature. So the benefit of this one is you can click the autoplay and you don't have to manually press anything. So for this one, I like to go with the highest number of lines, which is 16. Change the risk level to low. Bet $1, that's fine. And we just autoplay basically as much as you want. Like you can click all the way here, 1,000, and you just let it go. All right, you just let this whole thing go. If you want to wager faster, you increase your bet size. Okay, but if you just want to, autoplay it, just leave it running like maybe overnight to see how much you wagered, you can simply leave it like this. Only one of these, so the exact middle one, which is around a 19% chance to hit it, is giving you half your money back. But of course, the other slots, definitely give you either your money back, like over here, or it gives you a little bit profit if you hit the other ones. So you can see on the left, it also tracks your profit. And if you just leave it like this, it wagers, I would say, about $1 or $2 or $3. I'd say $2 a second is about fair, depending on how the balls drop. So, which is pretty quick. And it's not as fast as wagering $10 a second on the other Mines game. But this one, you don't have to touch anything. You can let it go, do whatever you want over the time. Of course, if you really are in a rush and you want to risk a little bit more, what you would do is hit up the bet size. So instead of wagering $1, you can wager maybe $5 or even $10. You can, for example, showcase that by doing $10. But of course, you risk a lot more when doing this because each bet is $10. Okay, and you need to have a significant amount of balance. Otherwise, you will not be able to sustain this kind of betting. But as you can see,
Yeah.
we're doing
We
now.
need 2.5x's, so.
Yeah. So we're about maybe wagering $20, $30 a second. Really low risk on Plinko because, well, it is Plinko, and you can see the majority of the balls are landing in the 1x or 1.1x. A few falling to the 0.5, 20% chance falls in 0.5. It kind of hurts when that happens, but it is what it is, right? There's no risk-free wagering at the end of the day. But as you can see, we can leave it like this, and we'll check on our account after just a few moments. Okay, maybe I'll wait until the balance is either drained or, you know, we've stopped our autoplay after like 200 or 300. Okay, I mean, editor, I guess you can speed up the clip right now to see what our final result is from this wager. It's actually going pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Well, all right, bet boys. I'm gonna bring you guys back as we are approaching about 170 of these drops. So that's 1.7k minimum wagered. As you can see on the top, we're at the nearly bronze 2 level, and we still have a decent amount of money in the balance. I'm gonna stop it once we hit the bronze 2 level, and let's take a look at what we're gonna get right here. So I think we're about like a few hundred away. So I reckon another 15 spins should get us to the bronze 2 level. We'll then check our rate back. We're gonna check what our rewards are from the bronze. Okay, we just hit bronze 2. I'm gonna hit stop. We see what we finally ended up on in terms of the balance. Okay, so we came in today with $150. We lost a little bit on mines and slot, extra juicy, but we looked like we wagered Plinko. Absolutely no loss here. Must have gotten a little bit lucky on that one. But let's check our profile rewards. We are now level 2, wagered at least $3,000 from 150 in just like 10 minutes, right? 10 to 15 minutes. We lost $30, but we have 360 in the rake back. And then we can claim our bronze 2, which is $10. It's not going to be a lot because we're playing very low house edge games, but you can see we wagered all of that, didn't really lose much, and we're at $136. Just for $14, we wagered more than 5,000. So there you go, guys, a wager strategy. Now, speaking of wagering and contest, if you guys do want to play on Rollbit, I have a $500 wager contest up on my Twitter right now. $500 worth of bonus buys as a wager contest. Each dollar you wager on my code, which is Botai, link also in the description, you can get a chance to win one of 3 prizes. First place is 240 bonus buy, second place is I think 160 or something like that, and then third place is that $80 bonus buy, all for wagering on Rollbit. What you got to do is sign up on a new account, either using my referral link, or after creating an account, you can go to referrals and type in here Botai to get the chance to wager. Of course, DM me your username. Make sure your profile is not private, so don't click on this one. And yeah, you'll be eligible to win up to $500 in prizes. As always, gamble smart. I hope this has been very helpful. And as always, Dr.Degen out.